Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, the wider Caribbean, and wherever you may be watching Book Club Corner. My name is Jewel Green, and we are here today in beautiful Scarborough, Tobago, where we share stories from authors, publishers, and from the booksellers, anybody, stakeholders in the publishing industry. We bring them to you on a Wednesday, and we're very happy to have you here with us today. Friday is Caribbean Literature Day, and we want to make sure you know that before, so that you can get prepared for Caribbean Literature Day to participate in that festive and momentous occasion. It is a day to celebrate Caribbean authors, Caribbean stories, and you can share your story, your favorite Caribbean author, or even if it's your own story that you've written. Feel free to make a post, whether it's on social media or on your website. You can read from your book, share with us, and tag us, Book Club Corner. You can use the hashtag as well, Caribbean Literature Day, if you do this on Friday. So in advance, happy Caribbean Literature Day to all our writers and stakeholders who shape the landscape of Caribbean literature every day. Thank you for your human service. We have with us today an amazing author, and we want to welcome her with a book club welcome. Her name is Dianne Procope, and she is the author of a series of books called the Mistari collection. I love that name. And she wrote Mistari Romance, Mistari Inspirational, and Mistari Eloquence. Those three books are from Dianne Procope. She's also a poet and a songwriter. Welcome to Book Club Corner, Dianne.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's lovely to have you today. You know, it's very rare that we have an author who has three books, all poetry. Right, and let me tell you, the book itself is really cute and easy to work with. I did not anticipate that they were going to be so easy to just put together and hold. I'm going to show you the books, guys, because you're going to be amazed. It's really phenomenal that you could just take all three together and go anywhere with it.
Oh, yeah.
But Book Club Corner, bibliophiles out there, you know how we do it on Book Club Corner on a Wednesday. We don't go very far before we do some wine tasting, right? And of course, we're here today and we're sipping on cassava wine from Joe Field. Listen, this is a pretty one, and I haven't had this cassava wine in a while, so I can't wait to taste it again, right? And of course, you know, we do the 5 S's of wine tasting, and that is to see the wine. So we look at the clarity, we look at the color of the wine, and then we swirl the wine. That's when we're looking at the viscosity and the legs. That's the sweetness, tells you the sweetness of the wine. This is a sweet wine. And then we sniff the wine. This is a strong one.
That's good.
And then we sip and savor. I don't know what it is, but I had a strong pull-in for some curry. This wine giving me a nice roti feel.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, this a nice beef roti. I don't know if you like veg, dal puri or what. I'm feeling a roti coming on when I sip in this wine.
Yes, it's delicious actually.
I feel, Today feeling like a curry day with this roti, but with this this wine.
Yes, there's a nice sweetness coming out of it. You know, and
I chilled it to perfection.
Yes.
I must say, yeah,
it's delicious.
So thank you very much, Joe Field Wine. Salwa, my good friend. You never steer us wrong. We're sipping on cassava wine today. We're going on a quick break. Listen, go get your drink, your snack, whatever you need to feel comfortable. You know how we did on Book Club Corner. We chill, we sip, we chat, right? So we'll see you in a few minutes. Get your snacks, get a drink, and come right back with Book Club Corner. Jewel and Dianne will be chatting about her poetry books today. See you in a few. Welcome back to Book Club Corner with Dianne Procope, the author of the Mistari series. We're here sipping and chatting. We're having a little girls session happening here with some cassava wine. And listen, guys, Dianne is a wine connoisseur. Dianne is not just an author, she's a wine connoisseur here and I'm tasting some coconut flavors. Dianne said, I'm tasting some coconut flavors, some hints. It feels like, Dianne girl, you're my people. You're
Definitely.
my people. You know, you're a first-time author.
Yes.
I mean, how long before you are coined an expert? Because you've written 3 books, right? And did your 3 books all come out at the same time? Did you publish them all at the same time?
I published all 3 at the same time on October last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I can't say, you know, how long it takes to be coined a first-time author or publish an author, but all 3 were published at the exact same time, right, in October last year.
So you had triplets?
Triplets, definitely so.
Listen, how does it feel to be, when you hear the words or you see that notification come up on your email, because you published through Amazon,
Yes,
right?
I did.
I mean, you used a local publisher, Util Duncan Publishing. A good friend of mine will be saying at some point here on Book Club Corner, hi Util, but you printed the books with Amazon.
Yes, I did.
Right? So when did you get that feeling? When did it hit you that you were an author? I mean, you know, finally I'm an author. When did it hit you? I mean, when Util told you, yeah, we sent any books, or when Amazon said they published, or when you got the copy, when was it?
Actually, it happened when Util and I sat down together and sent the copies to Amazon together.
Yes.
And you know, she told me that every copy she sent from other publishers, from other authors rather, it took a long period of time before a response was given. But in my case, when she sent it, I got a response the very same day. And I was so shocked. I mean, I had to call her and tell her, look, I just got an email from Amazon saying that it's approved.
Yes.
They're about to publish. And we were screaming on the phone together. We were so excited, you know? So that was the actual moment when I realized,
what a feeling.
This is actually happening.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
I mean, you published in October of last year.
October last year.
But congratulations. It's quite an achievement to be able to say, you know, I have finished not 1 book, not 2 books, 3 books.
3.
Yeah. The first time author. So we wanna big up Nalis. Nalis does a fantastic job of making authors feel appreciated. Nalis runs a first-time authors appreciation program. If you are a first-time author, and what does that mean? That means if you've published a book in the last 12 months, right, of last year, you can now apply this year to be a part of the Analysis First Time Authors Appreciation Program, and that would be for 2025, right?
Yes,
we had a program already for 2024. So Nalis does a good job. Kudos to you, Nalis. I have searched, and this is the only program in the world that acknowledges first-time authors from the library. This is your, look at this. So this was done, when did this happen?
This took place on the 2nd of May this year.
Right.
At the Nalis Library at Port of Spain. Yeah.
Now, let's thank you very much for what you do for authors, but I must say last year, Nalis, you came to Tobago and you specially did a program for the authors from Tobago who were first-time authors, and we championed and loved that initiative, and we would like you to continue. So I know 2024 is gone already, and we're looking to 2025, but first-time authors in Tobago for 2025. Nalis, we would love to have you in Tobago in the Scarborough Library again to help celebrate and bring visibility to the authors. So I advocate for Tobago. Please come back to Tobago and do the book exhibit that you did in 2023. We would love to have you again in 2025, right? So you wrote these books. You decided to write 3 books, and I noticed they all have a page range of about the same. I said, that's a little bit strange. What's up with that, Dianne? What's up? You just decided every book must be, what, 54 pages, 55, 51 pages? Why? What happened?
Well, that was intentional. Because I wanted persons, when they got these books to read, that they would decide to read everything. They wouldn't get bored. You take it up and it would capture you, and you would just proceed to read the entire book and
in
want
one
more.
go.
Yes. So that was intentional.
Listen, people.
Yeah.
This like the perfect size of roti. You don't have no leftovers. This book, you can read the entire book. Let me show you the others. So there's Mistari Romance, right? There is Mistari Inspirational, right? And then there's Mistari Eloquence. And let me tell you, these together fit so neatly in a handbag, a purse, a side bag. Guys, you know your side bag, you know, you like your little side. Fit neatly, look at that. Real cute and small. Just throw all in your bag and keep them with you. And you have a note. You did a notebook as well.
Yes, I did.
So, sister, if for all the good parts in your, as you read the good parts, you write it down in the notebook.
The notebook was also very intentional, so that persons, as they read, you may capture an inspiration. So you just jot.
Yes.
You could be inspired to do writing, because some people, you have the ability to write, but somehow you're not stirred to do it. So I hoped and prayed. Yes, I decided to do this notebook that when persons read, they would capture an inspiration and decide to do some jotting.
I really, really love. Guys, we're going on a quick break. As I said, if you eat up all your snacks already, or you drink out or your juice or your wine or whatever it is you're drinking, go and get some more. We're going on a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Dianne Procope, Mistari series, Mistari collection. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue talking with this amazing author. Welcome back, viewers across Trinidad and Tobago, the wider Caribbean, on Amplia 102 in Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica, Curacao. Thank you for being here with us on Book Club Corner. We're in beautiful Scarborough, Tobago, and we're chatting today with Dianne Procope about her books, the Mistari series. Dianne, listen, I'm having such a great conversation with Dianne. Right? I don't even feel like if we're really on TV, you're just chilling. Dianne, when it is you became a published author, did you feel like you felt any change in how, did the air feel different? Did you feel different now that, you're the published author of 3 books? How has being a published author changed your life, if any at all?
I tend to feel humbled because I recognize that I could not have done it by myself.
Yeah.
Without the help of the living God. And without the help of persons who were correctly aligned to assist me in this process. So I feel humbled.
I love that. You know, when we talk about being a published author and we talk about, well, from my perspective, we talk about marketing of the books, right?
Yes.
You know, you came with all of your accoutrements for your book. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you. Dianne bring it was the pens. Dianne bring Mistari pens. You can get a Mistari pen to read the Mistari book and write in her notebook, right? How much are these? You said 21?
21 TT.
The 21 TT, you could get different colors. I have red, blue, orange, black, and purple here. Check out Dianne. Dianne have merchandise for her book, and she has this cute little bag. If you want, so you buy the book, you get a bag.
You get a bag.
Dianne, you're giving out any so if I buy all 3 books, what I getting?
You could get a package, nice package, don't worry.
So listen, guys, go and get your Mistari books. Dianne has merchandise. She has these cute little bags. You could put if you're going on a little reading trip to the beach, you put your water, you put your book, your notebook, you get your pen in there, and you head out to the beach or somewhere nice where you like to sit down and chill in Tobago, right? The botanical gardens might be a nice spot too, especially in dry season. May not be now. You go there and you spread your blanket with your little Mistari bag full with your books and your pen to just chill for the day and read these books. I want to talk about merchandising. When you got these pens and books, what was your idea? What was the idea behind getting the merchandising for the book? Right? And just for those out there who are wondering what we're talking about, merchandising, these are promotional items to kind of, bring interest to your book. Somebody may have bought your book already. You don't have to keep telling them, buy my book, buy my book. No, you can say, well, buy my pens, buy my bags, buy my mugs, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Buy my t-shirt, buy other things. So what was your thinking in terms of getting these products to sell alongside your book?
I wanted people to really be able to capture the essence and the beauty of being able to, express themselves also. For example, in the case of getting the pens and the notebook, so that they be able to write, capture the essence of something deeper than yourself.
Yes.
Go into yourself and bring something out, and in the case of the bags, you could have it anywhere. You could take it around with you. You could take the books along with you. You could put your water, you could put your sandwiches, you could put anything in there and just take it along, and have it just as a little tote bag on the side, and it's just a promotional thing. There's a greater vision behind it. There's so much more that is in the making. There's so much more that is coming. There's so many ideas.
Dianne, I real fast enough. Tell me your business. What do you mean in the making? What coming? What was more behind this? you can't give me a little drip and expect me to ask. What's the whole lot? Tell me something now.
For example, from this there would come out a knapsack. There would come out a clothing line. There's so many different things that are in the making just from this one.
Still waters run deep, people. She coming out with clothing line for you. If you feel you're just getting Mistari books, you're getting you could wear the outfit while you're writing in the Mistari notebook with the Mistari pen, while you're reading the books, and hopefully while you're sipping on some of Joe Field's cassava wine. What I really like about merchandising, and this is part of your marketing, so this is for authors out there, potential authors. If you're almost ready to publish your book, we want you to consider having other products as supplements to your book. A person might buy your book, and then what? Then what else do you have to offer right? They buy a book, they read a book, they give it to somebody else. But however, if you get merchandise products, so you get pen and personalize them, right? So if you get these products, they really do help augment your branding as an author and expand your ability to bring in revenue for yourself as an author. So I say, you know, personalize the branding. You went in the direction of stationery, getting a pen, because you did a notebook, an accompanying notebook. And those notebooks are called low content books because they're not filled with writing. They're meant to be filled by the person who purchases them. So putting it out there, if you're looking to, you know, augment the book products, you've written a book, 2 books, 3 books, 5 books, 10, get some merchandise that may be personal to your books. Throw cushions are a good one. When I do my book, I'm going to get a whole wine, because you know I like a good wine, so I get in a whole, again, glasses, and I get in the whole kit, right? Personalize it to what you like, to what you think your customers or your readers would like to get, and make sure it complements your book. Dianne, tell us about your process of getting these merchandise products. How and where did you get them, and was it easy to get?
I got these products through my publisher's relative, right? We placed the order, and she went ahead and did it for us from overseas, because I recognize that to have certain things done in Trinidad and Tobago, especially Tobago, it's very difficult, especially for the type of things that you might want to put on the market, right? I think that sometimes persons need to capture a vision, because sometimes you may bring certain visions to a person that you want to see come to pass, and they can't seem to capture it. You know? So I think in Trinidad and Tobago we need to have an opening where if a person wants to produce something like this, we don't have to go overseas to have it done. Right?
You know, and I have, because as a book marketer, a lot of my clients also want merchandising, and for me, I have found that you're right, you get more options and perhaps even better pricing for the products in Trinidad.
Definitely.
You know, and I will put it out there, you know, whoever in Tobago is taking care of doing branded products, t-shirts, pens, you know, you get it. You know, maybe you all need to get together so that you can offer more competitive pricing, so that persons in Tobago are not enticed to go to the Trinidad market. And we love Trinidad. It's one, you know, one space, really, just a little bit of water in between, right? But we want to make sure that we support local, right? So if you're in Tobago as a merchandiser, you're doing the t-shirts, the branded stuff, customized things for businesses, for authors, it would be nice maybe you could get together these small entities to make sure that you all are able to provide competitive pricing for these products, and therefore keep the authors and the creators in Tobago coming to you.
Definitely.
Yes. You know, and as authors, you know, we may not have the biggest budget, so we're always looking for a good bargain.
Always looking for a bargain. Yes.
What was your budget in terms of your marketing? You don't have to give us an exact figure, but give me a range in terms of whether what you spend is what you expected to spend. Did you spend a bit more, or did you think, did you get to spend a little less? What happened with your marketing budget?
My marketing budget was just on point. I didn't have to spend too much, which is great.
So it was within the range of what you had budgeted for.
Yes, it was.
Very good. Guys and ladies, you're hearing it from Dianne. What you did was you had a budget for your marketing.
Yes, I did.
And it came right in that range.
It did.
Fantastic. We're going on a quick break. We're here with Dianne Procope talking about her books, the Mistari series. When we come back, Dianne is going to be reading to us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We're going to get into this book. We've been talking around the book all morning. We're going to get into this book. 3 books of poetry. Get yourself comfy. We're not going to take long, but we're going on a quick break, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Welcome back to Book Club Corner in beautiful Scarborough, Tobago, where we're chatting today with the amazing author Dianne Procope and her books, the Mistari series. And listen, I promised you all when we came back from break, Dianne is going to read to us. And I don't make any bones about this. I love being read to, right? So Dianne, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me get my wine and let me get comfy. Take it away, Dianne.
Okay, today I'm reading from the romance, Mistari Romance. And this poem is called True Beauty. Beauty lights in the eyes of the beholder. A flicker of lights upon the raindrops, bringing a smile to warm the heart. A cocoon bursting open, revealing wings that would allow the beauty trapped inside to fly high into the sky. The smell of the flower just in bloom, mingled with the blade of fresh grass, rising from the dirt, beautifying the earth, gravitating towards the sun. Beauty lights in the eyes of the beholder. The trickling of a stream flowing to the rhythm of the wind, caressing all that light in her path. Sweet melody, sung from the bosom of the birds, set free in flight. In the broad delights and into the night, a beauty is a light. She's gracefully poised with elegance, proud as a peacock, humble as a lamb. Warmth fills her breast as she holds you to her chest. She glides like one walking on ice. You can count on her good advice. Her hips sway to command as ornaments array around the neck of her bow. She carries a different size and height. With her might, she entices the sight. Beauty, light in the eyes of the beholder. You can only see her if you look no further. She stands right there, but you look in the air. Her fruit is sweet. Her body a clothing of silk. Her breast developed by milk. Her smile lighted up the day. Her eyes show it her the way. Her lip to caress. Your words to confess. Beauty light in the eyes of the beholder. Not everyone can see the beauty that's in me. Only eyes that have been washed with tears, experienced fears for many years, have learned to touch with sight, see me in the day, see me in the night, shining as the sunlight, mingled with the moonlight. If your eyes can't see the beauty in me, truly you are blind and captivated in the mind. For only beauty can you find, for it lights in the eyes of the beholder. Thank you.
I'm finding that poem very seductive, Dianne. Dianne, and you read it with such mischief in your voice. I don't know if you all picked it up, but Dianne had this little smirk on her face while she was reading this poem. Dianne, are you speaking to somebody? Was this poem directed at anybody in particular? Don't call the name. We don't want nobody come first. We don't want anybody to come first. Was this poem directed at anybody in particular, Dianne?
Not really. I just wrote it because I recognize that so many persons and me myself experience certain things. That sometimes persons look at you and they can't seem to capture or see the beauty that is really within you.
Yes.
And there are so many persons out there that are experiencing or have experienced that same thing, where they find that, okay, persons can't seem to see. And sometimes you look at people and we tend to judge them incorrectly, because you tell yourself that, okay, because this person will wear a particular type of clothing, because they're not educated enough, because they don't look a particular way, we can't seem to see the beauty in that person.
Yes.
Right? So this poem, I think, was particularly written for persons in that category, which I also was one of them. But now I can see myself, I can see my beauty, because I recognize that beauty is not only exterior, but beauty comes from within. And once that beauty can be truly birthed forth, then it can be captured truly in the eyes of the beholder. When you begin to see your beauty, then others are able to see your beauty and able to capture it. And that's what I began to see. I began to see my beauty. My eyes became open, I began to capture it. Therefore, I was able to portray it.
I love this poem so much. The way that you're explaining it, when I read the book, right, I got the feeling, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I got the feeling that the beholder was the person whose beauty they were hoping others to see. And I get the feeling that you have to see your own beauty. You have to understand your value.
You have to.
You can't just wait for other persons to see you and say, oh, I think that person is valuable. I think they're sensational. I think they're smart. You have to be the beholder. You have to see your own beauty. That is such a deep, that poem was so deep. Many times, and you're right, many times we don't even see our own value. We're hoping somebody is going to look at us and say, oh, you're so smart, you're so amazing, right? Like on the movie The Help,
Yes.
I am smart. I am pretty. You have to see it for yourself. You have to be that person to affirm those things in yourself. And for me, the poem was really saying, after all of the beautiful and floral words that you use in this poem, all the imagery, I felt like you were saying you are the one who has to see your own beauty for others to appreciate it.
Definitely so.
I love that. I got a feeling of, I don't know how many persons may have read this as well, but I got the feeling while you were reading some similarities with the Song of Solomon. Yeah, now the Song of Solomon was one of my mother's absolute favorite books of the Bible, right? She taught a marriage couple class and she would do the Songs of Solomon, and she said after she did it, it would be babies and more babies and more babies coming out of the class. And this poem just felt like it was just one of the seductive appreciation of your body, of the female form, of your eyes. I heard about the eyes, I heard about the breast, I heard about the chest, I heard about the bosom, I heard about the sweet smell.
Because you see,
it's really romance, guys. This book, if you're looking for some nice little words to string together for your girl, get this book, guys. Get it. Mistari Romance. Yeah, it's romantic.
Mistari Romance.
Yeah. Dianne, tell us where to get that book, where to get that and the other books.
Well, you can get these books on Amazon. You can also get them at from myself or from my publisher, Util Duncan, or you can get them at Wilmore's Limited, right? I would just give you some contacts and maybe some emails.
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
Give them the numbers.
Right, so you can get it at Util Duncan's publishing at gmail.com, or you can contact at 639-2949, or you can get it at myself, Dianne Procope at gmail.com, or Mistari Mahanayam01 at gmail.com, and my contact is 744-8543 or 274-5254. Also at Wilmore's Limited, that's directly behind the Sport Mall at the old cooperative building, right? And their number is 496-9804. At Wilmore's Limited, you could also get your stationaries and your photocopies, right? So you can check them out. You can call them.
Let me tell you, if you don't know, let's be simple. If you don't know where Wilmore is, go through the back of the Port Mall, and as you get through the gate, that building right there on your right.
Definitely.
Right there on your right. Right, you can't miss it.
Can't
There's
miss
the
it.
TechU, I think it's TechU or PECU Credit Union, somebody in there. There's some credit union there.
Yeah.
You can't miss the building. It's right on your, as you come through that back gate at the Port Mall. You know, that leads you to the car park. You'll see it right there. So Mistari Inspirational and Mistari Eloquence. Get these books today. But I recommend the Romance. I recommend that one. Very romantic. I loved it. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, we're heading to the green room where we share insights and information for authors, publishers, booksellers. Don't take long and don't go far. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. And we're here with Dianne Procope, the author of the Mistari series. You know, I was talking to Dianne during the break, and she was like, I feel like I was here for 3 minutes. You know, it's going so fast. Listen, right now, I have a new best friend. Her name is Dianne Procope. Dianne and I are having such a good time today. Dianne, before we head to close, you know, I wanted us to head into the green room. This is where we're sharing some insights with you all, right? And for the green room, we have a very specific question today and an answer for you because people have asked me. So we're sharing with you in the green room the question and answer, and we have some part sponsors as well to show you. But the question for today is, drum roll, where can I get help to increase my book sales and to be seen as an author? And Caribbean Book Marketing Hub TT is a local company that helps authors launch their books, boost their visibility, and increase their book sales. Right? And you can reach out to Caribbean Book Marketing Hub by calling 1-868-761-8790. Call or WhatsApp them today. Dianne, with that being said, in the green room, we have some part sponsors. We want to shout them out today. Thank you for sponsoring the green room, and that would be Mansa Enterprises, one of our steadfast part sponsors. Mansa Enterprises is a book and stationery store right here in Calder Hall. It's a relatively new bookstore focused on the local authors as well, and they have all the books for you to start your schooling in September. So all parents and children, you're looking for your books, for your stationery, for your little scissors and your glue and your notebooks and your bag, head down to Mansa Enterprises. And we also want to thank our other part sponsor, and that is Books by L.R. If you don't have a copy of this collection of poems by Latoya Roberts, you need to get your copy today. Give that number a call, find them on social media, and get your copy of this collection of poems. Latoya was one of season 1's author. We had a chat with her. You can find her chat and sip with Book Club Corner on our YouTube channel. That's Book Club Corner TT on YouTube. We want to thank Books by LR and Mansa Enterprises for sponsoring the Green Room. You know, when we share advice, I always like to ask authors, what advice would you give to authors as it pertains to your process of authorship? Is it something that you know, the exact way you did it, you would do it again? Or is there anything you would advise an author to do? So anything they should repeat or that they should change from your process?
From my process, I would do it the same way, because I like to move with inspiration. Follow your inspiration.
Yes.
Continue to be inspired. And something that inspired me was to start to write was reading. I read and I was inspired. Follow your inspiration.
Who inspired you? What was this book? And who is your favorite author, Dianne?
Actually, Ruth Bramble book inspired me. I read a book from her some years ago, a book of poetry. And when I read it, I was like, this woman captured something here.
What's the name of this author?
I can't Ruth Bramble.
Ruth Bramble.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to look her up.
I saw her, she has a page on Facebook. Yeah, and she inspired me. Her writing inspired me.
Yes.
So I would encourage other persons who are pursuing to do writing, whatever, continue to follow your inspiration. Dig deep within yourself and pull out what's inside, because that's one of the reasons that I did the notebook also. So a person have it in their hand and they read the books of Mistari, you'd feel inspired to get in there.
Yes.
And bring what's inside on the outside and put it onto paper.
You know, last week I was chatting with the 2024 Commonwealth Regional Caribbean winner, short story winner, Portia Subran, and we had a conversation about that. That writing is a journey into yourself, out of yourself, into your community. It really is a kind of three-circle journey. It really takes you in, takes you out. You know, what's that song we used to sing in Sunday school? Inward, upward. You know, it takes you everywhere. It really is an excavation of this. And listen, if you're viewing here, Dianne is saying to you, her advice to you is to get inspired.
Definitely.
Right? I don't know if she meant get Mistari Inspirational.
Yes,
Maybe
you can do that also, yes.
And get inspired.
Yes.
But get inspired, right? Look within, look deep within, and don't just write what you get on the surface.
Yeah.
Dig deep and put that on the paper, put that into your work. And for those who are, you know, perhaps dealing with more academic topics, you can also dig deep. You can also get inspired about the topic and the subject that you're dealing with, and make sure that you put on the page something that is worth reading. Yeah?
Because inspiration comes not only from deep within, like I said, you can look at anything and become inspired. But you need to put yourself into it.
Yes.
Because, for example, in my case, I can look at anything and be inspired by it and begin to write. And people need to be able to capture that.
Yes.
And in the case of poetry, like I always say, poetry is the art of the mind expressed through the hands. Right?
Let
It
me
is
tell
the
you,
art of the mind. Poetry is the art of the mind expressed through the hands.
I feel you need to
So,
start to do some Hallmark cards.
yes,
some
that's a
some
fantastic
greeting
idea.
cards,
Yeah.
because let me tell you, some of these pieces of this poem that you read, I can see them on a greeting card clear as day. Dianne, it has been such a pleasure having you here
It
in
has
Book Club
been.
Corner. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, for sitting and sipping and chatting with us.
Thank you much.
And for those viewing, thank you for being here with us today. Friday is Caribbean Literature Day, and if you want to get in on promoting Caribbean Literature Day, supporting, highlighting it, we advise for you to perhaps read something from a Caribbean author, read your favorite book from a Caribbean author, a piece of literature, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, prose, poetry, whatever it may be, and share it on social media. Share it on your website if you have one, and you can use the hashtags Caribbean Literature Day. Use the hashtag that will promote reading in the Caribbean, right? And before we go, we want to share with you what's coming next week. Next week, we are doing an amazing series. It's 2-part. And we are doing a special edition in collaboration with the Tobago Writers Guild, the Trinidad and Tobago Reprographic Organization, Reprographic Rights Organization, the Tobago Library Services, and International Authors Forum. And it's called the Pages and Protection. And we're going to be looking at understanding copyright and contracts and compensation in an AI world. That is Pages and Protection. So it's a 2-part series. We'll have a number of subject matter experts talking to us about your copyright, talking to us about how to get compensation, how to get paid as an author, talking about contracts. What does your contract as an author in terms of selling your publishing rights, giving it to a publishing company or even a film company, what does that look like? What the contract needs to have in it? We're going to have a good few subject matter experts here. We're going to have a lawyer, somebody from the Trinidad and Tobago Reprographic Rights Organization, somebody from the Intellectual Property Office as well. So you don't want to miss this, authors. And if you are not, may not be interested in this series, but you have a friend who writes, tell them, listen, you need to tune in next week to Book Club Corner. And if you miss it, check us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Book Club Corner TT. We're also on Facebook and on Instagram as Book Club Corner TT. You can find all the episodes that you have missed, all our sip and chats with the authors, right there on social media. We want to thank you for being here with us today. We obviously want to thank our good friend for the libation today, Joefield Wines. Don't forget to support local. That means making sure you buy, share your friends, share their books, give them a review on Goodreads. Tell us, another friend or somebody else about their books and about their products. We want to make sure our local economy keeps churning and turning. So until next week, we will see you. Cheers to you, Dianne. Cheers.
Cheers.
And see you next week on another episode of Book Club Corner.